reporting there. Well, returning now to our top story, the deaths of at least 20 people, including 5 journalists in airstrikes on Nasser Hospital, one of the last remaining health facilities functioning in Gaza. We spoke earlier with an ICU doctor there. We're going to try to join him again. Travis Melin is standing by for us. Travis, we were talking to you there about the devastating situation at the hospital today. You were telling us what exactly you believe has happened. If you can just tell us if we know any more, if we're any clearer about what actually happened there.
Yeah, the Israeli narrative, of course, is that this was an accident. What I can tell you is that it's very clearly there was 3 strikes on the hospital. 2 were in the exact same spot, so no accident there. And there was a third one that was on the east stairwell of the hospital that killed a medical student and injured some of my friends. So it's very clear that this was no mistake.
And the hospital itself has been targeted, as we know, several times by Israel since the start of the war. How concerned are you and your colleagues for your own personal safety there? And just describe to us how difficult it is actually working in that hospital currently and in the past few months.
Yeah, I mean, these are really good people who fear for their lives every single day. You know, the hospital has been attacked, at least 6 times. So each time is a war crime. You know, every single hospital in Gaza has been attacked. 33 of 36 have been destroyed. So, I think everyone's, absolutely in fear of their lives there, international workers and local workers. But, there's nothing that they can do about it right now, right? This is just the reality they've been living in for 2 years. So everyone's kind of resigned to their fate right now.
And you're leaving Gaza tomorrow. As we know, international journalists, we don't have the right to report from Gaza. So your kind of testimony from doctors like yourself, it's been crucial to understanding what's actually happening in Gaza. How dire is the situation right now?
I mean, it's the most extreme situation in the world. I mean, we've never seen journalists murdered to this level. We've never seen healthcare workers murdered at this level. We've never had, such a very clear, intentional genocide, perpetrated by Israel and funded by the United States. This is hopefully the most extreme thing that we see, the most extreme humanitarian disaster that we see in our lifetimes.
And what kind of injuries are you seeing patients? Like, how are you even treating them, given the situation in the hospital itself, with the lack of medical supplies, with the lack of equipment? What kind of injuries do these people actually have?
Yeah, last year where I was at, it was predominantly explosive injuries. This year, it's been almost exclusively gunshot wounds. And these are all they're all aid site related. They're all very, clearly sniper style gunfire. Single gunshot wound to the head, single gunshot wound to the chest, single gunshot wound to the scrotum are probably the 3 most common injuries that we have. These are, very intentionally placed rounds. This is not some random spray of gunfire. So we are seeing very intentionally targeted body parts by the Israeli army right now.
It's a devastating situation, obviously, for people there and for staff and volunteers like yourself, Travis. Unfortunately, we have to leave it there for now. Thanks again for connecting with us, and apologies for the technical difficulties earlier. That is ICU Dr. Travis Melin speaking to us live from Gaza.